In this next video, I'm going to show you how to make a great golf takeaway and backswing. If you're not really sure what you're doing wrong in your takeaway and backswing, this is the video for you. I'll help you make a great takeaway, fix any issues you've got, and get it sorted real fast. Sound good? Keep watching. Hi, it's Troy from Hitting It Solid here. Thanks for watching. So let's talk about this golf takeaway and backswing. So you probably don't need me telling you how important this is in the golf swing. If you can get this right, and I know you can, it just makes the rest of the golf swing, especially that downswing, that much easier. So let's dive right in. So the takeaway, this is obviously really important because it starts the whole golf swing. So from down the line, what I see most golfers doing wrong is they'll either do one of two things, and you might be able to relate to this, so drop a comment down below if you think you might be doing one of these things. Is they pull their hands out and the club pulls back inside, or the other one is just hinging backwards and pulling the club inside, or probably a rarer one is just pulling the club too far outside like that. And each one of those leads to compensations being required for the rest of the backswing to make up for that fault at the start of the backswing. So ideally what I'd like to see you do as you make your takeaway is feel like the grip of the club comes more in towards you, in towards that left leg, and the club head stays outside of your hands or even straight on like that. That's ideally what we want to see in a takeaway, and all moving in one piece. From this angle here, all in one piece. There's no pulling. That lead wrist should be relatively flat or even slightly cupped in the takeaway, getting you in this position here. That's the first part of the backswing. Now the next part, which is an area I see getting messed up all the time, and that's the halfway back position. What I'd like to see you try and do, as you get to this halfway back position here, is making sure those wrists hinge up. Really important they hinge up and don't hinge back behind you like that, which gets your backswing into a lot of trouble from there. So really key that you hinge up in that position here. Now on this face-on angle will show it even clearer. You want to hinge up, and you'll probably find you get into this position here they often refer to as the L position in the backswing, which is a really good position to get into. Now both the takeaway and that halfway back position, what forms part of that move is making sure we're shifting pressure. I'll show you from this angle actually. You're shifting pressure to that instep of your right or your rear foot. So it looks something like this. It's probably really hard to pick up on camera, but we don't want to be swaying too far over this side or moving too back towards the target. We want to be shifting pressure. I prefer to use the word pressure instead of weight shift, to that instep of your right foot. And a great way to know if you're doing this or not is feel like this rear leg actually works backwards in our backswing. So the rear leg will move back. This angle here will show it. Watch this rear leg. It will move back. Maintain a little bit of flex in that rear leg, just a little bit. But that rear leg moves back. Now as the club comes away here, we hinge up, and you'll be in a similar position like that. Now when we get to the top of our backswing, ideally what you want to be striving for is to have a flat lead wrist, which will make your right wrist nice and cupped. And I'll show you this from this angle here. As we make our backswing, here's our top of backswing position. We can see that lead hand is relatively flat. A little bit of cupping is okay, but we don't want too much. And you can see that right wrist is nice and cupped, supporting the club up like that. Now, of course, everyone's backswing is different, but those are some great positions in your takeaway and to the backswing to really strive for. So getting that takeaway in the right spot, making sure you hinge up. And the other piece that ties in with all of this, which is obviously really important, is making sure we're rotating our hips and rotating our shoulders. Now, I aim to get about 45-degree hip rotation and 90-degree shoulder rotation. Depending on your flexibility, you might be able to do more or less of that, but that's okay. So from this angle here, as I turn, I'm turning my hips. Hips will stop, then I'll turn my shoulders. So from this face-on angle, I want to make sure we turn those hips, then turn the shoulders. We've got pressure down there. We've made a nice solid backswing, setting us up for the rest of the golf swing. So in the next part of the video, I'm going to show you a couple of little simple drills you can do at home to really build this into your golf game to help you play much better golf. Okay, let's look at a couple of drills you can practice at home or even at the driving range to help cement this golf takeaway and backswing into your golf game. So first thing I want to show you is with the takeaway. Here's a really simple exercise. Just grab a tee and we'll just pop that into the end of your grip. You can do this with a driver or a club, doesn't really matter. What I'm aiming to do, now I mentioned in the first part of the video I like to feel like this grip is getting closer to my rear leg and the club is getting outside of my hands on the takeaway, and this drill really helps you get that great feel. So as I'm set up to a ball here, as I make my takeaway, I want to aim to get this tee in this grip to brush my rear thigh. So as I go back, you can see it brushes that rear thigh there. We'll do that again. And that helps get the club on a really nice plane and your golf swing off to a great start. So you can rehearse that at home. You can even turn it into a full swing if you like. That's a great way to practice getting it on plane takeaway. Get your golf swing off to a great start. So the next part I'm going to show you, get rid of that tee, grab an alignment stick or even another golf club, anything you can find. What we're going to do is just hold it on against the golf club here. Have about a foot sticking out of the top of the grip here. And what we're going to do, I'm going to set up to a ball. Now as we make our backswing, to really understand that your swing is on a great plane and in a good position for the rest of the golf swing, this will give a really great visual. We want to keep our backswing on plane. It's probably a terminology you've heard before. Now, to know if you're doing that or not, this is great. As you make your backswing, I want to feel like the pointy end of this alignment stick is either pointing at the ball or slightly inside of it. If I do that, or if you do that, means the golf swing is on a great plane and a really good chance of making a great golf swing. So let's try and do one really slowly as we come back. Halfway back, you see that's pointing somewhere down there. As we hinge, as we go to the top, still pointing somewhere down that ball, that target line, or slightly inside of it. What I don't want to see happen is having a wrist roll. This is pointing way out there somewhere, or conversely, pointing way behind us. We want it pointing either at the ball or slightly inside of it. This gives a really great visual and lets you know your golf swing is on a really great plane and you're off to a great start. You've got a great chance of making a really good golf swing. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about that or any other part of the video. I hope that really helps you out. Thanks for watching. See you next time. If you want to make an even better backswing, click on your screen right now. I've got a video that will go into detail about backswing feels and how you can take your backswing to the next level. If you want to learn how to play amazing golf, consider subscribing to the channel. And remember, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.